4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
2 police officers shot in Southgate. Dozens of agencies flocking to the scene as police search for the person suspected of pulling the trigger. Now, this is breaking news we've been tracking closely since the 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we're told one suspect is in custody right now, but the other is still on the run. Now, this is all unfolding at the Village on the Park apartment complex that's off North Line Road and close to I-75. Lauren Kostick is live on the scene right now. So, Lauren, you've been hearing sirens and officers coming to the scene nonstop, right?
Yes, Damon, this is a very active scene. It's an active manhunt underway to find that one suspect. We're actually now around the corner. You can see police. They have the road blocked off here by the gas station. We're seeing tactical gear, search dogs, and it seems like the focus is in this wooded area more. That is really where investigators, officers have been focusing the last few minutes, is in kind of that marsh area by this neighborhood, not too far from the apartment complex. We've been following them throughout this, and so far what we've been able to confirm, we know that 2 officers have been shot here in Southgate at that apartment complex. It's located on North Line Road east of I-75. We have a crew over there right now giving us some live pictures of that staging area. And again, this is happening just within the last few hours. We're working to get those answers right now from the department, including an update on how these 2 officers are doing, their conditions. Also, any information on the suspects, what brought the officers to that apartment complex in the first place. We are told the police chief, he is at the hospital right now checking on his officers. We're hoping to get an update from him soon. Again, what we know, 2 officers shot, 1 suspect arrested, another still on the run. Right now, that manhunt is going on, and we're hoping to get more information. We're going to be live here. For now, back to you guys.
Thank you, Lauren. I know you'll be keeping us updated on this developing situation. Thanks.
A community in mourning tonight following the death of a 17-year-old by the name of Gwen Smith. Their heartbreak coming as police continue to look for answers in the murder-suicide that took her life. The recent Redford Public Schools graduate was found dead inside a home over the weekend on West Stearns Road.
Police confirming today her death has been ruled a homicide, and her school's bowling coach is the suspect. Now, authorities believe 33-year-old Ryan Leist shot Smith before turning the gun on himself.
Our Erica Erickson spoke with the county sheriff today as family members are preparing for Gwen's funeral.
She just graduated from Bedford Senior High School. She was active in bowling and band, and those who knew her say she was vibrant, creative, and goofy.
We are heartbroken as a community, as a district.
An artist and a standout athlete with a passion for all to be happy. Those just some of the ways those who knew 17-year-old Gwen Smith describe her, as funeral arrangements and a donation page are created for her family. So many questions still surrounding her death.
She's a remarkable young lady that lost her life extremely early for a senseless act. Obviously, there was something going on that no one knew.
The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says Saturday, 33-year-old Ryan Leist shot and killed the teen, then himself, at her home on Stearns in Temperance, her stepfather making the horrific discovery.
The details of their relationship are not clear at this time, although it is believed that Gwendolyn did not consider the relation between the 2 of them to be romantic.
Leist, recently leaving his job at Forest View Lanes, according to the district, had been working as an assistant coach for the boys' bowling team since the fall.
He met all the criteria. He completed the full national background check. There was no sign that this was not a qualified hire or that this was something that could go wrong.
Police now looking into alleged communication between the 2 about 5 days before the murder-suicide, as the community now tries to rally around her family and friends.
We're going to try to pick the pieces up, but I don't know how it's going to look for the near future. This is a big loss for our community.
Back out here live, those who knew the teen say Gwen, one of her favorite things was playing in the marching band under the stadium lights over at the high school. They'll be celebrating her life next week. Reporting live, Erica Erickson, back to you.
Heartbreaking. All right, thank you, Erica.
A woman is dead and another is in critical condition after a driver speeding at over 100 miles an hour on Detroit's west side caused a deadly crash.
This happened over the weekend near Telegraph Road and Grand River Avenue. Local 4's Noel Friel heard from witnesses who got video of that crash.
Court records show the driver was traveling more than 105 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. He was traveling westbound on Grand River Avenue when he slammed into another car with 2 women inside. Witness video captured the moments after the crash as first responders worked to rescue the 2 victims from the car. A 68-year-old passenger was killed and a 44-year-old driver was critically injured. Court records show Dwayne Darrell Proctor ran a red light before hitting their vehicle. According to police, a 4-year-old was in the car with him at the time of the crash but didn't have serious injuries. Officers reported smelling alcohol on Proctor, and a toxicology report is pending. Proctor has a history of speeding, including a recent reckless driving charge that he pled down to drag racing in March.
This defendant is a clear and present danger to the community. Unfortunately, a community member is now gone as a direct result, allegedly, of this defendant's actions.
A judge set Proctor's bond at $500,000 cash. He's set to appear before a judge again later this month. On Detroit's west side, Noelle Friel, Local 4.
And with time running out, the U.S. moves closer to direct conflict with Iran. President Trump is giving Iran 2 weeks to comply before deciding on a possible military strike. He's demanding an immediate shutdown of Iran's enrichment operations and any other potential for producing nuclear weapons. Well, today, Mr. Trump met with defense and intelligence leaders as U.S. warships and aircraft move into position across the Middle East. Meantime, aerial attacks between Israel and Iran continued overnight, marking a 7th day of strikes. And Immigration and Customs Enforcement is confirming to Local 4 a rural Michigan prison has reopened as the largest ICE detention hub in the Midwest. Now, ICE says the facility began accepting detainees on Monday. The North Lake Correctional Facility in Lake County has roughly 1,800 beds and is owned by the GEO Group. Now, that company expects to generate roughly $70 million in revenue during its first year of operation. But critics argue money won't solve the deeper issues facing immigrants. A protest against the facility is planned for this Saturday.
All right, let's check in with our video live at DTW. Things slowly getting better after travelers had some major headaches last night. Those strong storms forced a ground stop, which then led to dozens of delays.
Yeah, and so far today we've seen over 200 delays, according to FlightAware, but there have only been a few cancellations. Kim Adams is keeping an eye on conditions for us right now. All right, so Kim, it looks like the rain is about to make way for the heat wave.
That's right, and out at DTW, you can see there that there is some sunshine. We're getting some nice late day sunshine, and that's great news. The only showers we have right now are well up to our north, and those are over Flint and the Saginaw area, but we're not really concerned about these. They're not severe. In fact, I do have a lightning detector on and only picking up maybe 1 strike every 5 minutes. So we're not concerned about these storms. They won't affect us here in southeast lower Michigan. And as I showed you, we've got a little bit of some late day sunshine. So we'll take a little tour around town here, check out Belleville, where the skies have now cleared out and it's really pretty over the lake there. And we'll head over to Mount Clemens, where I believe they are still a little cloudy there, but there's some sun weaving in and out. And we'll take one more check here of Southfield, where skies are also now starting to turn a bit bluer just before sunset tonight, but at least we are getting a change. What I do want to check really quickly here, though, is the temperatures. The temperatures are right now warming up a little bit. So I'm going to keep an eye on the temps because we were below average all day, but now we're getting that sunshine. We were in the 60s at 4 o'clock, and now we are into the 70s across Metro Detroit, low to mid 70s, and out to the west, even the upper 70s. So we'll see if we can get to that high today of 77 before the sun sets. Then we won't see the 70s for a while, maybe at night, but during the day we'll be well into the 90s. So we'll talk about the big heat wave headed to Metro Detroit coming up.
Well, thankfully, the upcoming heat wave held off for Juneteenth celebrations all around Metro Detroit.
We start on Detroit's west side, where a parade celebrating freedom and unity was held at Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church on Grand Boulevard. There was music, food, and even some fun things for the kids. The grand marshals of the parade this year, Detroit City Council President Mary Sheffield and Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist. Yeah, meantime, the Detroit Association of Black Organizations, or DABO, hosted a Juneteenth food giveaway. Neighbors there received free food packages, fresh fruit and produce, and even wellness health screenings. It was also a chance for attendees to get informed on the various services and support offered by DABO. Organizers say this is what Juneteenth is all about.
We figured that the best way to celebrate it is by helping people who we call the working poor, who go to work every day, catch buses, but still struggle to feed themselves. So we're providing a whole month of food, courtesy of DoorDash, cereal, meat, produce, I mean, so much more. And this is our way of being able to help people lighten their load.
And you know, those food packages were available for anyone who attended, regardless of their income, background, and age.
Look at that line.
Yeah, it was wrapped around the corner.
Shout out to Reverend Sheffield for sure for all of his hard work and all his volunteers helping him. There's still several Juneteenth events happening later tonight. Scan this QR code to be taken to our Juneteenth landing page. It's on clickondetroit.com. You'll find times for events in your community. Also see how others are celebrating the holiday.
Well, still ahead here at 6, we'll take you to Ann Arbor, where a fire ripped through a recycling facility there. Hear how long it took firefighters to get those flames under control.
And it is a very busy news evening. We are still following that breaking news in Southgate. We can now confirm 2 police officers have been shot at the Village on the Park Apartments on North Line Road. Still a very active scene because right now there is a manhunt going on looking for one of the alleged shooters. The second suspect is in custody. No word on how the officers are doing. Lauren Kostick is working to talk to investigators and will give us an update in about 20 minutes.